everybody's a child lover. Like you go to a house, you'll be greeted with chai mostly. Although I see a changing trend is of Instagram, because of internet penetration, because of quick commerce now. So there are a lot of different brands. But I still feel that, yes, kombucha is still very alien to a lot of people. Kombucha, even in today's time, sounds a little elite. If I have served it to the guests also, they say, what is that?
Yeah.
So how did you make India to sip it?
We didn't start as a brand where we said we want to be in every household. And there's a reason for that too, because kombucha, like we make completely natural kombucha, like the orange kombucha that you're drinking. It's made from real oranges that are picked in the Himalayas, and squeezed and not processed. And then that's brewed into a kombucha. So that process is expensive, And then also, like, we make raw, unpasteurized, unfiltered kombucha, so it needs to be refrigerated. Cold chain logistics is also very expensive. Cold chain logistics in a glass bottle is also expensive. So, with all of those different costs, we realized, okay, this product is going to command this price.
Yeah.
Initially, our customers were people who knew about kombucha, people like you, who were a little bit, first movers, a little bit more involved, do research, figuring things out, or people who had traveled somewhere else, had kombucha, came back to India. So that's how it started. At some point, we saturated that market. And as we increased our distribution, we found that people were using our kombucha for all kinds of different things, So because we came up with really interesting flavors, we would get calls from mixologists who said, who would say, oh, we just want your blueberry lavender kombucha because there is no blueberry lavender soda in the market.
Yeah.
And we need it for this cocktail. We would get people who said, oh, I used to drink a lot of Coke, but we have a cola flavor, right, which is a cola flavored kombucha. I used to drink a lot of Coca-Cola. My doctor told me I can't anymore. I found your kombucha and I switched to that. So these are people who didn't really even know what kombucha was, but they discovered it in the market. They tried it. They liked it. And then after drinking it, they also felt better, which made them want to continue drinking it.
But were you scared when you started afresh? Did you ever doubt your product?
No, I wouldn't say I ever doubted the product. Like, I feel like we've always made an excellent product. I wasn't scared, but I was curious. So for me, it was, definitely the first few years, it was more of an experiment than anything else to say, okay, if we make this really great product, will people buy it? Will they drink it? Will they keep buying it? And I think that was my mindset. I think, that's one sort of piece of advice that I would give to young entrepreneurs is that you're not going to succeed right away. And if you're constantly trying to figure out whether you've succeeded or failed, we've failed 100 times in our business, but we just then picked up the pieces and moved forward. So I think our perspective has always just been to be more curious. People want a cola flavor. Let's see if we can make it for them so that, we can kind of evolve with the feedback that we get.
Did you ever think of shutting it down? I mean, did you have those phases initially?
Not initially, but there were some points like partway in. I mean, we still really struggle with payment collection, and cash flow becomes this sort of big issue. The Indian market operates like that.
Yeah.
That has created a lot of challenges, where debts are owed to us, we owe debts to other people. It definitely can create a lot of stress at different times. And so there's times where we've definitely thought maybe we should just stop doing this, it's too stressful. We're doing a good thing, but nobody's paying us for it, and we owe people money, and it just feels bad, right? It doesn't feel like what you're doing is good anymore. So I mean, there's many times where we've thought, should we shut this? But we always ended up keeping on going. Yeah.
How did you test your first set of products? Say, if a guy starts making beverage, like a certain sorts, it's not really restricted to kombucha. Kombucha is definitely niche, but another niche beverage. It could be a mixer or something else. How do they test their first set of products?
Yeah, I mean, I would say go to a public place, do sampling. When we started Atmosphere, we used to every Sunday morning, we would go to the farmer's market. Okay, we would give samples to every single person. We would take feedback. we'd go back based on the feedback that we received, and we would adjust our product. I think it's so important, not just to get feedback from your friends and family, but to get feedback from total strangers. I've had people tell me that kombucha tasted like piss before, and then, I went home and I thought, maybe we should make this less tangy, or maybe that person was just an asshole, you have to make that decision. But I think it's really important to kind of get that feedback so that you are also not deluded about your product, because as a founder you always love your product, but you need to see and understand what people are saying about it.
If you want us to keep bringing such amazing content and business hacks, please subscribe to our Clips channel, the Sonika Matta Show Clips.